Wait a minute. Explain how that came about.
Well, I had moved to town and I was living with my father. He lived with another woman. Well, they started messing around together. We lived in an apartment, and my father would sneak out and come over there, and they would sleep together.
Just like a man.
So, I shouldn't have trusted her because of that, but I figured she was my friend, you know, and that she would not do this to me. So I kicked her out of my house. She went to a friend of ours that is both of our friends and said, well, I've got a tape. David made a sexual advance at me. And I was like...
David, your husband.
Right. I was like, okay, you go get the tape and then I want to hear it. She said that one night when we was all drinking that my husband went in there in the living room while I was in my bedroom. He went in there butt naked and asked her to give him a... You ain't nothing but a slut.
Wait a minute.
Damn right I am.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think your argument's with him.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. It sure is.
Why is my...
She was my friend for 12 years. If she had any damn decency, if it would have been me in her place, I'd have got up out of bed and went in there and told her to control her man.
You were in no shape.
I don't care what kind of damn shape I was in.
If he's not guilty of this, how come he calls the very next day looking for Rena, then apologizes? BJ, I'm so sorry I did that. Please, God, please don't tell Rena, because you know what's going to happen when you do.
But you should have been my friend and told me any damn way.
That apology was not for going in there and asking her for sex. That apology was about something totally different that I have no recollection of what I was apologizing for, because she would not let me finish my apology.
Wait. You have the tape,
yes,
right?
I do.
Okay, I want you to play the tape, and then each of you tell us what's happening.
How long has she been gone?
About 3 minutes, maybe.
Good. I don't want to come back in knowing I'm talking to you.
No, I just tell her I'm sorry it wasn't for you.
You hadn't said anything about that night.
No, and I don't think anything else needs to be said about it, okay? David, that's okay, all right? Okay?
Right.
You owe me.
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, he owes me. He sure does.
Busted? I didn't know nothing to be busted for.
Do you believe he had sex with her?
Friend.
I believe that something is being hidden.
There's nothing being hidden now, Rena.
Because
nothing now, it's all out in the open.
Because, first of all, they had no reason talking behind my back like that. Period. She was my friend. He should have not been talking to her on the phone like that.
I called my home to talk to
All right,
my
hold on.
wife.
Did you have...
Well, that this is an unusual story, right, Christina?
Yes, I do.
She has been living with her boyfriend, Robert, for 4 years.
Yes.
She says her boyfriend's betrayal has not only been painful, but it's turned into something that's very serious and very dangerous. We want you to feel comfortable telling your story, so your boyfriend is in an undisclosed location, so you know that he can't hear or see what's going on. And we want all our guests to feel comfortable telling their story. He's going to join us in a few minutes. Let me tell you what we had to go through to have Robert face you here today, okay? In addition to betraying Christina, this is a man who is now in prison for back childhood support payments. I think he owes right now, about $1,500, and he's in jail. Our staff had to show up at the prison, pick him up from jail this morning. So after 8 months, this is his first stop that he's made as a free man. He may be wanting to go back to prison. Right. Tell me, this is a show about betrayal. Tell me how he betrayed you.
Sally, he betrayed me by sleeping with a prostitute who is 54 years old.
Okay, now I know what you're saying. You're how old?
27,
He's how old?
37,
And she's how old?
54.
Now, okay. You are not just saying that he went out one night and slept with a prostitute.
No, I'm not. No.
You are saying that he is sleeping on a constant
Yes.
4-year basis
Yes.
with this prostitute.
Yes.
Is she giving him her money from prostituting?
No. What's going on
Is he paying her since it's her business?
Yes. Yes, he's paying her. And Sally, the funny thing about it is...
Now wait, he's been paying her for 4 years?
Yes. And the money that he's taking is from me.
So you're paying for his prostitute.
Right.
What she got?
Well, I don't know. She's dirty. She's filthy. She's old. Yes, she's a pig. You're right. She is a pig. You know, and
Now, this is getting dangerous. Explain to me why.
okay, I was pregnant and we were living together, and at the time, I thought nothing was going on between them two. Everything was quiet. I get a shoe box about this big with a little note on it. She knew I was pregnant, and there was a little doll baby inside, and it had phony blood on it. She didn't want me pregnant. She didn't want me having this child. And on the note, when I read the note, it said, Christina, you might have him, but I'll always have him in my life, and you'll never take him away from me. And when
You mean the prostitute has developed an attachment,
yes.
but not enough to give him for free, just an attachment.
She's psychotic. She is to a point.
Right.
Not only that, but we were shopping, and we were just window shopping. I had my daughter with me, who was 3 years old at the time, and she just walked along right next to my daughter, grabbed my daughter's hand. Come on, Robert, let's go. And I said, wait a minute, where the hell do you think you're going? That's my daughter. I said, you know, if you want him, take him, but you're not taking my daughter. You know? And
Is that the only time you've ever seen her?
oh, no, I bumped into her many times.
Is she stalking you?
Yes, she is. She's following me. She has her family following me. She's making my life a living hell, so I would give him up. I feel betrayed. I feel disgusted as a woman for him to leave me for a 54-year-old prostitute.
Right. I think we should hear what Robert has to say and why. Robert, we are, first of all, hello.
Hello, Sally.
We are doing a show about betrayal, okay? And I think you understood that. Christina feels that this incident with the prostitute is a betrayal when her husband David cheated on her with the 14-year-old babysitter, not once, but twice. Now, he is facing a 6-month jail sentence. This will take a bit of explaining. Sherry is absolutely devastated, and we'll hear from him in a few minutes. Sherry, take us back and tell us what happened between your husband and the babysitter.
I had chose to use her because I thought she was from a good family.
What made you suspect that something strange was going on between your husband and the babysitter?
I don't think I really expect like having suspicions. It was just like she was too touchy-feely. I thought my girlfriends more or less pointed it out to me. Like, I'm always busy. I'm like crazy. I got 4 kids. So sometimes I don't pick up on things. And
Then how did you find out that he had sex with her?
when he was taken by state police out of her house on a Monday night.
You are asleep in your bed.
I know I wasn't sleeping. I was up because she had called my house on a Monday night.
All right, tell me about it.
Pulled the phone away. It was just strange. He was speaking Spanish and it went to English. And he picked up on a call from call waiting. And when I pulled the phone, she was like, tell Sherry. And I'm just like, tell Sherry what?
Right. And then
And
what
she was
happened?
like, oh, I was just saying how, you helped me move the furniture today. And then like an hour and a half later, state troopers and detectives are taking him out of the house.
What did they tell him they were taking him away for?
He was being questioned on the rape of my 14-year-old babysitter.
Okay. Was it rape?
It wasn't rape. She was, well, it's statutory rape in the meaning that she was a minor. But the point is that when she came to the house, had sex with him, decided to come back the next day and do it again while I took her to play soccer,
Right.
she decided to tell everybody. She hangs out with all the little tramps and the whores around our development, and she didn't have nothing to talk about.
So, she went and told everyone in town.
She was bragging that she lost her virginity to a 25-year-old married man with kids.
And they figured out who it was.
It got
And the police came and arrested.
One of her girlfriends had told her mother, and then the mothers got together. And when she was confronted about it by her mother, he forced me. Well, you don't force people 2 times. Saturday night.
She told her mother
came there
that
Saturday
that
night
he
in
had,
my daughter's bed on
he
Saturday
had raped
night.
her. Okay. But
And
then she came back the next day
Then
to
she
get
came
raped
back the next
again.
day, walked into the bedroom. Yeah. Then she walked in the bedroom, and she was. My husband's like, "What do you want? Get out of here!" And she's like, "I want you to me again."
Right.
I'm like mourning, like a loss, like a death.
Of course.
It's like you lose your trust, you lose your security,
Sure.
you lose your
Of course.
everything.
Of course. Has he gone
And
to
I've even almost lost my mind.
Has he gone to jail?
1 month.
He is in jail now?
No.
He will go in 1 month.
He goes Monday for sentencing.
But wait a minute. What happens to you when he's in jail? You lose your income?
No income, 4 kids, mortgage, debt.
Let's
No
bring
welfare. I have family, thank God I
out
have
your
family.
husband David and find out what would make a grown man have sex twice with the 14-year-old babysitter, and he is going to jail. David, come on out. Of time, she was the 15-year-old babysitter who had an affair with the father of the baby that she was caring for. Not only did she have an affair with this man, but when you were 16,
I ran away with
she
him.
ran away with him, and that betrayal broke up a happy family. You and the man were together for how long?
16 years.
Today, for the first time in 21 years, Catherine is going to come face to face with both the wife of the man and the daughter she was babysitting. Heather and Kelly. Now, the wife and daughter are waiting backstage, and they're going to join us in a few minutes. But as I said, sometimes a story is interesting in itself, and then you go back a number of years. I've never gone back 21 years, but show hasn't been on that long. But how did the story begin?
Well, this couple that lived across the road from me hired me to babysit, and they were a really nice couple. The baby was adorable, and I used to enjoy going there. And they were really good to me. Well, it just happened that the husband just seemed to pay a lot of attention to me, and I liked it.
Were you happy?
No.
Why?
Because once I become an adult myself, I found that I couldn't, the guilt was unbelievable. That I knew what I had done, that I had broken up this family, and with my own kids, I felt that I couldn't. I didn't trust him with any of my babysitters. And so they were always ugly.
Are you hearing this? That's why I didn't get a job. Goes around.
Exactly.
So you are with this man 16 years. You've had 3 children. You are not happy a day in this relationship.
Pretty
you
well
plain don't trust him. If he cheated with you, he could cheat with somebody else.
Oh, of course.
Plus the terrible feeling of guilt.
Yeah, I grew up without a dad. My father died when I was very, very young. And it hit me one day where this young girl had actually grown up without a dad because, like, I robbed her of that. I robbed her of her father. And I feel that...
You haven't seen the little girl you babysat.
No, I haven't seen
in
her.
21 years. You haven't seen the wife in 21 years.
It's
How do you feel about seeing them?
I'm scared, but I feel that I need some closure. Like I need to...
What do you want to say to them?
I want to tell them that I'm sorry. And
if you tell them that you're sorry, will you find peace?
I don't know. I'm in a new marriage now, and I cannot feel happy in my new marriage, although my husband is wonderful, knowing what I did to that other family.
Okay. After 21 years, Heather and Kelly, come on out.
Can't believe Kelly.
A little bigger now, eh?
Heather,
Yes.
take us back.
Things going here. We had the basic thought about betrayal, which I'd like you to say a few words, and then if we can, all different kinds of unusual cases. But betrayal in general, it hurts more when the person's closest to us.
Yes. In the cases of the women on this stage, when you have somebody that betrays you, ladies, haul your own freight and get out. There is no reason under the sun for anyone to cheat. And if they are cheating, you get yourself out. You can always support yourself. You can always take care of your kids. But when someone cheats on you, they're going to do it again unless they get a lot of help.
That's right.
And I admire.
Yeah, I want to start with this. I said to Heather, and I don't know if it was on camera or not, I said, she seems to be her own woman. She seems to have done the right thing, moved on, gotten out, took care of her daughter,
Yes.
took care of things. I also think that Catherine lived with a tremendous amount of guilt and is woman enough to admit how bad that was.
That took a tremendous amount of courage because she
an unbelievable amount of
She really
courage.
destroyed some lives, including your own.
Right.
So I do give you credit for doing it.
Awful
and I give,
big courage.
You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Now,